Hello again, guys. Apologies for that. I think we've just got some technical issues with YouTube. Let's hope we can keep the stream going. And I said, yeah, we're here with Liam. We're here in Vietnam, and I'm on board with Dark Stomper at the minute. Lee, obviously returning to Tuesday night racing, and how they move from Renault over to the Haas team. So I'll be interested to see how he does with the new front runners of Tuesday night racing.
Yeah, it's, hopefully it'll be a good competitive front end as well as midfield. You know, everybody getting in there and mixing it up.
Yeah, we do hope that indeed. Obviously, we had quite an interesting race last time out in USA. Actually, it was a quite a good race, and we'll have a little chat about the standings, shall we, Lee? Just as the start of Q3. So what should we go for? Should we go for drivers first?
Yeah, let's.
So at the top of the standings, he's still in the pits at the minute, is Veloce Ayub with 87 points, and Dark Stomper is in second, who we're on board with, all riding and looking, well, on board with now. He's in second place, obviously returning, was able to maintain his points. We thought it was a fair thing to do, as he did take part in quite a few races at the start of the season. So he's on 43 points. In third place is Avanash in the McLaren on 33 points. Sorry, it was 43 points for Dark Stomper and 33 points for the McLaren of Avanash, who was also returning, but for a new side, obviously moving from Ferrari over to the McLaren. We got Mitch in fourth in the Mercedes on 28 points. 27 points is H. Bosworth in fifth. Sixth is Bazaboy with 25 points. 20 points for Iggy Combo in seventh, who obviously is away for a few weeks due to an injury, so he is going to fall down the order, but we hope he does get well really soon. Judd Santi is in 8th on 19th point. 9th is X-Ray Delta with 15 points. 10th is Fatality in Ferrari, who isn't with us tonight. 11th is Beckett in the Alfa Romeo with 11 points. Stubacar is in 12th on 8 points in the Williams. Mars is in 13th, also on 8 points, and the Con YT in the Haas is also on 8 points. So that's 12th, 13th and 14th. Milan Massimo is in 15th place on 4 points. Phoenix is on 4 points. And Drismic, Stantan, Claymores, and Boys with Attitude, who hasn't been with us for 2 races when he's joined us. We don't know what's going to be happening with him, but they're all on no points at the minute. If we go to the constructive standings, no surprise, Renault are leading the standings, especially with the points from Dark Stomper earlier in the season to help that team out. And Veloce obviously putting in some really decent performances at the top of the standings. Alfa Romeo are in second. And Renault have got 130 points and 58 points for Alfa Romeo. Haas has got 57. Ferrari has also got 57. 47 is Mercedes in 5th. 6th with Williams at 28. BWT Racing Point is 25 points. 25 points for McLaren. Also, Red Bull Racing has got 23 points, and the Scuderia AlphaTauri has got 19 points. So it's a really close midfield battle there, Lee, between the teams there.
Yeah, I mean, could all change in just an instant, really. You know, you never know if sometimes, you know, it could end up being just a bad turn 1 or something, and just it messes up somebody's race, but someone prospers from it. You know, it's, but you never know sometimes, to be honest.
No, you don't, especially a track like Vietnam. Obviously we're never actually, well, in the foreseeable future we're never going to go here. Supposed to last year, and obviously due to the current situation we weren't able to go to Vietnam, but we're still able to go there in the virtual world, of course. And it is one tough cookie, isn't it, Lee? Vietnam circuit.
Oh yeah, I've got to agree. And that's all.
On cue. We're a little bit late, but it still likes to come in.
Yeah, nice to run again. But yeah. Vietnam is a tricky track, to be honest, but a tongue twister there. Especially turn 1, starting to try and get back on the throttle, being through turn 3, getting on the throttle, you've got to be pretty light and kind of feather it a little if you need to, but if you line it up properly and keep it on the tarmac, you can gain quite a bit of speed for going down to that straight.
You definitely can. This the back straight is not very straight whatsoever. It is quite a difficult straight to make an overtake on, with loads of twists and turns in it, and the walls do get a little bit tight. Obviously we had one of those incidents last week with the driver just touching the wall whilst trying to defend his position and knocked another driver out. But at the moment I'm on board with Veloce Ayub, our championship leader at the minute in the Renault, going through the S's of Vietnam at the end of the lap. Let's see what he can do, see if he can challenge Dark Stomper already. He's got a car ahead of him. Oh. And Avinash has left the session, Lee. Just to just let you know. Just wanted to see who that Alpha Tauri driver was. He's hit the wall. I think that was very unlucky for Dark Stomper. Don't exactly know where. Sorry, Dark Stomper over Veloce. He's still in fourth, so I think he's still quite comfortable at the moment. We have got a couple of drivers on laps. We've got Mars on a lap, his teammate, Veloce's teammate in the Renault, coming into sector 3 now. This is supposed to be a little homage to Monaco here, through the left and the right and the left again. It would have been going up the hill, but it is quite flat. Not much elevation on this circuit. Gets a little kick of oversteer around that right-hander as we're coming into the final couple of corners of the lap. And Avinash has rejoined the session. And Mars coming around the final corner, getting close to that wall on the outside, beats his teammate by a couple of tenths, but I think he lost that from the pink Spartan getting in his way, obviously losing his front wing at the end of his lap, I presume, otherwise he would have gone into the pits. Cons getting well out of the way there, very safe driving from the Haas driver there. We've got Bazovoy on the lap lead. These are the guys who are going to be interesting to see towards the top of the Stantons. Pink Spartan gets out of the way nicely that time. He's coming into the penultimate corner now. Quite a difficult left-hander. Sometimes it's preferential to go a little bit deep into the corner and go a bit of a cutback, but it's not too much of a straight, and Bazovoy goes fastest with a 34 dead, 5 tenths faster than Dark Stomper. Lee, that's pretty impressive.
That is quite impressive, but remember, this is only P1. It doesn't really matter who goes the fastest in this one. So it's still all to play for. Stomper could be holding his car with his chest. So
I'm just on board with H. Bosworth, and it's probably a good time actually to talk about, as I'm with H. Bosworth. Sorry, 1 second. As I'm with H. Bosworth, talking about the Jensen Busing Clean Driver Award. Now, a little birdie has told me that H. Bosworth is in the high contention for that prize so far at the start of this season. Obviously, we're only on round 6. We're around a quarter of the way through. We are a quarter of the way through the season with 24 races on this calendar. But yeah, the bird's told me that H. Bosworth's looking pretty tidy at the minute for that Clean Driver Award. Been putting in some seriously consistent races, been turning out good attendance, and he has been putting in some not the strongest performances, but he's definitely been having a good time on track. And to talk about not having a good time on track, Mitch just been disqualified from the sessions. That means only one driver is now going to be knocked out, and unfortunately for Mitch, he's going to start 17th and last. And he was right up there, wasn't he, Lee?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think was he third?
Yeah, he was second or third.
But he was up there, but I don't know what happened there, to be honest. See if we can find out.
not too sure. I'm with Cons YT, but he's invalidated his lap time, as you can see on the right hand side, as the track has gone red, which means his time will not count, and he will definitely have to do another lap with 6.5 minutes remaining in this session. So he's going to have to get a little wriggle on to get a lap in on the board, because he's probably only going to have one more attempt if he's only going to do that with minimal fuel as possible. He can do a couple of laps with a bit more fuel running on the same tyre, but it's not always preferential. We've got Drismic on outlap in the Mercedes. His teammate has been disqualified from the session. He's going to have to do some sort of Lewis Hamilton drive from the back of the grid, and see if there's going to be there should be a high likelihood of safety cars here, it being a street circuit and quite a tough one at that. I seriously think it's up there with I wouldn't say it's Monaco level, Lee, but it's definitely up there with Singapore. Would you not agree?
Always see Slovakia getting in the way of Avanash.
The car on the lap, is he? I think he is.
I think he just put in a lap.
Yeah, he might have done. Well, no, he's going round. I think he's actually about to. Yeah, he's about to finish his lap.
Well. That's just unfortunate.
In the Williams car. Talking about the Williams, what do you think of that new livery, Lee?
I think it's quite nice, to be honest.
No offence to Williams, but I think it's the worst livery I've seen all season, all of the start of the livery season.
It's not the best, but it's not the worst.
I don't know, actually, if we're going to talk about worst, I think maybe the Russian Haas might top that. I don't think that looks very nice either, to be honest.
No, I mean, to go from like a dark grey and red colour to go white and blue and red, like.
Right, I tell you what, guys, whoever's watching, just out of curiosity, favourite livery so far, obviously I don't have Ferrari, and worst livery, and Lee will check in a minute. Mine's Williams, worst.
Oh,
favourite.
Got Freedom saying he doesn't like the Alpine livery.
I don't
What are you talking about? You crazy fool.
I'm not. It's sort of like I'm down the middle with the AlphaTauri livery. I thought this year's livery was a little bit better. Yeah, I'm looking at this year's livery. I prefer this year's livery to last year's livery, sorry, to this year's. But yeah, anyway, Williams, my worst livery. Probably my favourite livery. It ain't that sticker bomb Mercedes, I'll tell you that. But it's, I think I'm going to have to go with the Aston, to be honest, at the minute. And I don't think the Ferrari's going to win me over on that one. But yeah, that's mine. So what would yours be, Lee? So Williams and Aston for me. Williams worst, Aston best.
I'd say the Aston Martin is up there, to be honest. That is a nice car. What would I say? I really don't know, to be honest. I mean, I don't like the, what do you call it, McLaren. Just a same as the Red Bull, just a carbon copy of the last year's. You know?
I don't mind the McLaren. I wish they changed it a little bit. I can understand why they haven't changed it, because it's practically like all cars, they're like 80, 70, 80% last year's car.
Mm-hmm.
So I get why they haven't changed it in that respect, but surprised they haven't gone with the Mercedes branding, to be honest. But they don't need to. I looked it up, they don't need to do it, so obviously Racing Point don't do it. You say Williams do, but only on their overalls, not on their car. But let's not talk about their car for this year. It just look personally, I think to me it looks like someone spent too long on the multiplayer liveries on this game. So
Yeah,
that's
I
what
can see where you're coming from. Yeah.
that's what I think. No offense to Codemasters, but some of them, their liveries are a little bit out there, and I think it's a little bit out there in the wrong direction. So, but each their own. Anyway, we'll get back to the action with a minute and 20 to go. Just a little bit of hot topic there, livery topic, and only gonna have one guy out, and it's looking like Pink Spartan at the minute with a 49.8, which he obviously can most definitely improve. We hope, as he's about to come round. I'm not sure if he's on a lap or if I think he's on a lap at the minute, so we'll just have a look. He's got 50 seconds to either start a lap or finish his lap, and he hasn't improved enough. But I think he's going to have another go again, yeah, straight away. He probably doesn't have enough battery. The only thing you've got to worry about is your engine temperatures do get a little bit high when running in max for 2 laps. Avinash is rejoined, needs to sort that connection out. And
a little bit slippery going round turn 3 there.
who was, sorry?
Pink Spartan.
Yeah, we'll stick with Pink Spartan at the minute. Yeah.
Doesn't take much curb. Laps a little going round the roundabout there.
Yeah, I was saying, should we do we need to refer to it as our colleagues from last week referred to it? That's what when I watched the stream back. That was pretty interesting. And I don't know if we'll go for that tonight. Monday is fun day, should we say, for Hobo and Ferret. But anyway, we're still with Pink Spartan, and he's not having too much of a fun day at the minute in 16th.
Just kind of got in his way at the end of the straight there.
I'm not sure if he's up. He's in sector 3 at the minute. We didn't see the time on the right hand side. We aren't out of sync today. That is the end of the session, and Pink Spartan is out of this session as he's coming into the pit lane. So that's it, guys. 2 guys out in Q1, and that is Mitch in the Mercedes and the Pink Spartan in the Alpha Tauri. That's all we need to do now, is sit and wait, and then we obviously, as I say every week, start getting into a bit more of crunch time now. Into Q2, starts getting a little bit more serious.
Oh yeah, because you'll most likely people will be wanting to possibly start on mediums, but you never know. Sometimes if you take the risk to go on the mediums, it might put you out of the top 10, so you might not be able to get through to the Q3.
Yeah, that's what they got to look out for. Medium tyres is probably going to be the best strategy for the rest of this race. I think we're just waiting for Milan Massimo, as you see him there, just getting the tyre blankets on, and that's the end of the session. So the top 3 for this session was Bazaboy with a 34.014, and we've got Dark Stomper with a 1 minute 34.5, just under 5 tenths behind him. Mars is in 3rd in the Renault with a 34.9, another 3 tenths or so, 3 or 4 tenths behind him. And the 2 drivers we're losing from this session is Mitch, who unfortunately got disqualified from the session, and the Pink Spartan in the Alpha Tauri, who was reserving tonight. So we're just about to get into Q2 now. We've got 15 minutes of this session. This is the session where everyone of the 15 drivers try and get into the top 10, and this is the session where they will start on the fastest tyre they set into Q3. So if they get into Q3, whatever tyre they set their fastest lap on will be what they start on in the race. So that could be either mediums or softs. So you'll either see the red banded soft tyres or the yellow banded medium tyres for this session. Some guys will go straight for the softs, and some will try the mediums for 1 or 2 laps. You can do 2 laps on the mediums. It's not always the best idea, but
It really just depends on the track, to be honest, does it?
Yeah, it can depend on the track. They will do 2 laps at pretty much every track, but sometimes you don't really want to do it, especially if you've done a really good time. Avanash left the session again. Would you just send him a message on Discord, just ask him if he wants to just like reset his router quickly and then rejoin?
Okay, copy that.
So we've got a couple of guys out on out laps at the moment. Got Judge Santi in the Alpha Tauri. And I'm not sure if he's the first man. No, we got a Ferrari as the first. Sorry, an Alfa Romeo as the first man. We got Avanash rejoining the session. Looks like we've got a Haas in front of him. So I've got 2 Haases actually, very close together. Car number 88 for Dark Stomper, and car number 97 for Cons YT. So they are the first 2 drivers to set laps. It was a Dark Stomper first. I think he was first in Q1 as well, so let's see how he does. He was very nice out of the final corner. They're very precise. Lisa comes down into turn 1, have to brake a little bit early. Make sure to clip that apex, stay away from that curb on the right hand side. That really unsettles the car coming around turn 2 and turn 3. Leads into turn 4. He was a little bit aggressive over that curb. That probably slowed him down a little bit more than he would like. Coming through the first DRS zone now, get up to 200 miles an hour and you hit the brakes at the 100 metre board. Take a lot of apex through these 2 corners and round this roundabout now, and you've got to be so gentle on the throttle. It's all about patience, this track, all about the patience on throttle and trying to find the right balance of being able to take enough speed through every corner as the apexes are so long. As it comes down the straight that's not so straight into this heavy braking zone hairpin, which can be a really good overtaking opportunity, but it's so hard to go wheel to wheel on the exit. As you see there, it's so tight through the final part. Now we're coming into sector 3 now, which is all about the S's. It's just left, right and left again all the way through to the final couple of corners. You've got to be so aggressive. We're getting close to those walls each time under this bridge, and it comes out into the open. You feel really claustrophobic through the first part, and it opens up nicely for the last bit. Around this left-hander that's really hard to get the turn in exactly right there through the last corner. Got to be super committed and not hit the wall on the outside. And he says a 1:35.4. Let's see how his teammate does behind. He hasn't invalidated his lap time. He's coming around the final corner now. See how close he can get to his teammate. 35.9 on the soft tyres, so that was a very good lap from oh, sorry to cut you off, Lee. Beckett's just hit the wall on the outside, and that would have slowed him down massively, so I lost him absolutely loads of time. Yeah, sorry, was that better than his Q1 time?
Yeah, because I think he got 35.5 and not, or was it 34?
Oh, I don't know, Lee. I thought you knew. I'm not too sure. Judge Santi is now set a lap of a 36.246. Next driver to cross the line. Looks like we've got a Williams just about to come across the line any second now. Yeah, it's Stuvacar, and then H. Bosworth close behind him. 36.8 for H. Bosworth, 38.3 for Stuvacar. Only had 2 guys on the soft tyres at the minute. I think we've got a Red Bull. We have just starting his lap, so we'll stay with X-Ray Delta for the minute. Another man that's been in for pretty much every single race this season so far, and he's put in some quite strong performances also. Coming into this tricky right-left chicane, which is, as I said, a roundabout and a very long apex left-hander, and he almost loses the car at the back end through that corner, getting on the curb, and it really does unsettle the car here. These curbs are as slippery as ice. So we've had Mars set a lap, but I think he probably invalidated and backed out to go again. So I think that's what he's doing now. So it's still Haas 1-2 at the minute, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a strong performance. I mean, to get that sort of time on the medium, you know, it's quite good, but is it better to be on the mediums at this track?
Not too sure. The only thing is, of course, if everyone goes on the softs at the end, you will be a sitting duck in Buzzer Boy going seriously wide through turn 2 and almost losing the car. He didn't invalidate, he did go off the track, but the game didn't invalidate him. Yeah,
I was on board with him as that happened. He got a kick of oversteer going through turn 2, and he takes them. That's a lot of apex.
Yeah, and that's what I do there. It is very loose on corner cutting there through that corner. So you gotta extract it, Lee, if it's there for the taking.
Oh yeah.
As we're seeing Buzzer Boy, Avanash has left the session. Just let Avanash know, Lee, that I think he might not be able to. Just ask him to reset his router first, and if not, he might not be able to take part in the race, just for how much he is joining and rejoining. So we're still with Buzzer Boy, not set a time, medium tyres for the McLaren driver as he comes through the S's and he loses it, hits the wall, and he was pushing a little too hard, and he's now lost his front wing, lost all his time, and straight into the pits. And it was lucky he didn't do that a couple of corners later, because he wouldn't have been able to go into the pits. So he's going to have to try again. Don't think he's got time for 2 laps, Lee, Buzzer Boy, so he might just wait to a little later on in this session. Drisnick is on a lap at the moment. Mercedes driver, car number 22, coming into turn number 6 through turn 7, and took a lot of that curb. As I said, curbs here are not your friend. You don't want to touch them really anywhere.
No, I've got to agree there.
And as Lee agrees, it's definitely correct, with Drisnick coming down this not so straight, we're going to call that tonight. The boys last week had a very different name for it, and he's almost losing it out of their hairpin of turn 12, I think, as he comes down into the S section. No chance to overtake here unless you've got the biggest kahunas known to man, I think. And as Drisnick is really struggling through these S's, I don't know if the cars or the setup's really working for him through the S's. Obviously there's a lot of straights here and quite a lot of places where you need high downforce, so it is a track where you need to compromise quite a bit. With Buzzer Boy out on an out lap again on the medium tyres. We haven't had Phoenix set a lap. He keeps invalidating. He's going to have probably enough time for one more attempt. You see him being pushed back into the garage. But Avanash still not set a time. He is having connection issues at the minute. Offney back reserving in his Ferrari tonight, or his old Ferrari, and may have a seat somewhere else from next week onwards. Looks like his connection is a lot better than it was before, Lee. And his time's pretty decent as well, I have to admit.
Yeah, was that set on the soft? Do you know?
Mediums.
Mediums, oh. Big nice one.
We've got Cons YT on the lap. I think he wants to get right up close to his teammate once again. He's on another set of soft tyres, so I think, unless he's gone for the softest set, he would only have one set remaining for Q3 unless he tries to use a medium set at the start of the session, but who knows. We'll have to wait and see on that one, as we're seeing him coming into the start of Sector 3. It says purple Sector 2, he cuts a lot of curve there. I thought he was going to invalidate then. But there's another place where you can pretty much not take the corner, and he's lost it. He, as I said before, curves are not your friend here, and Cons White here has unfortunately just proved that to everyone.
Yeah, I just managed to get word from Avinath. Apparently he's having power cuts. So unfortunately he can't race. So
well, would you let him know that he needs to join at the start of the race to retire his car?
Yeah.
If he can.
So if anything, we may need to do a custom grid, unfortunately, but...
Oh no, it's alright, just tell him to rejoin back when he can. We'll just do it that way, because we're already behind. Bazaboy is on his lap at the moment, and looking to set a much better time than last time out. Othney retired from the session. He's checked out on those medium tyres. And Beckett is also retired from the session 11th, so he's not going to make it through. And Bazaboy goes fastestly, a 35.1, smashes Dark Stomper's time there, and we thought Dark Stomper did a hell of a lap.
Oh yeah, sorry, I do apologise.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Sorry, I should have
just responding to the moment. So yeah, we smashed it by near enough 4 times.
Yeah, that is
quite impressive.
It is quite impressive. Phoenix needs to set a lap because Avanash is going to start 50.
Oh,
Driznik. He's retired.
Oh, is Driznik out?
He's retired from the session, so he doesn't want to seemingly take part in Q3, Lee. So we're just, would you just go around with Phoenix for a second, Lee? I'm just doing something in a second.
So as you see him come down to the heavy braking zone, hard on the brakes. Nice and smooth on the track. Takes a little bit of that curb going through the S's. Nice and tricky. Keeps it smooth. Rather on the curb now. So we're going to little walk up there. That's going to cost them a little. And now he's hitting a 135.5. Just ahead of Phoenix.
That's pretty solid. Yeah, pretty solid lap from Phoenix there. He'll probably be safe at that. Got Stuver car to do a lap in a second. He's got 30 seconds to get round. I don't think he's going to make it.
I don't think he is. Nope. Unfortunately, he's out.
He will be out, I think. Yeah, with 5 seconds to go. He's got 2 corners to go, and that is going to be it. Unless we're out of sync, of course, which is, we're not. We are not out of sync, so that is that, unfortunately. We have got Phoenix, who's still out on track at the moment, and that is the only man on track, but I think he's probably on an in-lap. So we're just going to wait for him to get round and finish his in-lap, and then we'll get started with Q3. So yeah, we've got a few seconds to go. We're just waiting for Phoenix to come in to the pits, and we'll probably just wait to be pushed into the garage, as we can see now. So yeah, we've just got a few moments to go until Q3 starts, and that'll be 12 minutes, 10 drivers, and it really is balls to the wall, and just absolutely
in a literal sense, I would say, with the tight twisty turns of this track, it's quite literal here.
Sorry, Lee, I was actually just delivered food, so
Oh.
don't mind if I do. Anyway, sorry. So that is the end of Q2, and the drivers we've the top three of the standings is Mars, Conway T, and Bazzaboy. We've got X-Ray Delta, Drismic, Stuvakar, Beckett, and Avanash all leaving us in this session. Okay, so just give me a second, Lee.
That's no worries. So as we see, it's kind of a split for starting. We've got Mars, Cons in first and second, Phoenix in fifth, and Judge Santi in eighth. They're starting on the soft tyre. All the rest will be starting on the medium compound. So we'll see how that fares for them come the race time. Will it play in their favour? Will there be a bit of mess up at turn one? Never know. Let's hope not, anyway.
Yeah, let's definitely hope not.
Yeah. I mean, it is quite a tight corner, but it is easy to get through it.
So we've got a couple of drivers just coming out on track. Well, I say a couple, we've got 5, 6, 7 drivers. They're all coming out at once, Lee. 8 drivers.
Yeah, everybody's coming out now. This is it. This is the time that everybody's been waiting for. Well, kinda.
So what are you thinking about pole position times then, Lee? What are we thinking? Well, I say the pole position times. Just pole position in general. Who's your prediction to be on pole?
Okay, stop, to be honest. See, it could be. I think it could be Cons. It could be that Stomper. No, it could be Bazzaboy, Ayu, Mars, any one of them. No. But I've been seeing quite strong pace from Bazzaboy and Dark Stomper, to be honest. Cons also. Same as Mars. Phoenix as well, he's been seeing quite an alright performance. But I'm riding on board with Dark Stomper, he's coming around the final corner, it looks like he's a lap.
Who's the first man to start earlier? Is it Dark Stomper once again?
Yeah, he's always raring to go.
Oh, he's invalidated his lap time. So he's ended that run within 2 corners, and I don't know who's behind him. I think it might be H. Bosworth, who's up into Q3 once again. As I said, he's been doing quite a stellar job in Tuesday night racing. We do have to say, to the man in the Pink Panther. Obviously, not long left of seeing this this car. Obviously, never going to see this team again. Actually, is he trying to get a slipstream off Dark Stomper there? A little bit cheeky from the Racing Point driver. He's coming down into the hairpin now, really heavy on the brakes, 208 miles an hour when he hit the brakes, going down to 35 miles an hour at apex at lowest speeds, and up through the gears now, almost up to 8th gear, and he jumps down to 3rd gear, and is quick up on the gearbox up to 6th, around these left and the right. Under this bridge where you come out into the open, and round the final couple of corners now, instead the tricky penultimate corner, round the final corner, which is even trickier, and not taking all the width of the road. Obviously goes fastest at the moment. You've got a Ferrari behind him of Othney, smashes that time 35.37 tenths faster. Buzzerboy 33.9, goes even faster. Veloce, our championship leader, is now down in 4th place. We've got another driver, Santi, coming through as well, 36.2. We're going to have Phoenix crossing the line as well, and now we're going to have Milan, who's just dropped into the pit lane. We've got a Renault coming through. Mars goes 3rd fastest, and I think got Cons YT goes 6th, and Milan Massimo is obviously invalidated his time. We've got Dark Stomper who's going again, Lee, on the same tyres. Why not? He doesn't need to use them again.
At the moment, I've got a special request here from one Mr. Ferret, F1 Guru.
Yeah.
He's saying if you want, you could hop on and comms with us.
Go for it.
Let's do this.
Go for it. We'll have Gazmic here. Let's just remember to tell him it's my night though. Tuesday night's my night. You don't take, you know. He's got another hierarchy here. As you're seeing Buzzerboy come around the final couple of corners, we're going to wait for Gaz to join the session and join us for this Vietnam Grand Prix. He's coming around the final corner now, and takes pole position at the minute. We've got join the session. We had DXT Ferret joining.
Oh.
Is Gaz there?
Oh, I'm here. I'm just getting into the lobby.
Okay, no worries, Gaz. Yeah, we've got...
Who's on a what?
Milan Massimo is on an outlap at the moment. I think Judd, he would have been on a lap, but he's invalidated. DXT Ferret is now joining us in this session. So we've got Dark Stomper, I think he's ran out of fuel, so he needs to be extra careful now with getting back to the pit lane. Not got any other drivers on lap. So yeah, guys, we've got Dark Stomper who's returned and taken Mahid's seat in the Haas, and he's arrived back in style on preliminary pole position at the minute.
And this is a track that he doesn't like himself.
Does he not?
No, he said that before, that he doesn't like Vietnam. But then he's sitting there with my number on his car, so that's going to give him a bit of luck.
So we got 4.5 minutes, or almost 4.5 minutes left to go. We've had 9 drivers set laps. I think Milan Massimo's just hit the wall, and that's what Lee's all was all about. Just to let you know, guys, we're not doing the Monday night thing. We were just saying Monday's fun day. It's a roundabout, all right? We're respectful on Tuesdays. Right, we're all respectful here. So it's the somewhat straight and the roundabout. All right, none of you.
Oh no, I'm not taking the hobo words.
Yeah, don't. Oh, Bazaboy's left the session. If one of you two would kindly invite him, that would be brilliant. He's only got a couple of minutes to go another lap. We've had a little bit of problem with that in this session, actually. So were you watching along with us, were you, Gaz?
I kind of like, as soon as the little man went to sleep, I jumped on and seen that you were in Q2. Thought, I'll see if there's space for me to join in.
Yeah, well, we started about 20 minutes late, so I wasn't able to get on straight away. So it was a little bit late, but I was able to make it anyway. And I think this is only my second Vietnam Grand Prix I've commentated on, actually. So I've been looking forward to this today.
It's one of those circuits. It's due to give a lot of action, a lot of possible battles, really, because it's a tight street circuit, isn't it? So with a few long straights. So I'm hoping for a few wheel-to-wheel action. Yeah,
well, as you said, it was quite good last week, wasn't it?
Oh, it was fantastic. From a commentator's point of view, it was a brilliant race to commentate on, so I'm expecting some of the same.
Is that why you wanted to join us, Gaz? Is that secretly why you wanted?
Oh, a part of it, yeah, part of it. Also, I need to keep the eye on these TNR drivers for the Jensen button.
Well, I was saying it about Bosworth earlier on in the session, so the little birdie told me he's high up on the list at the minute.
Yeah, but it is still anybody's game. I do believe we've got some very good, clean drivers in the TNR, so we've still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we do. We've got some drivers leaving the pits now, leaving it a little bit late. So they're not going to be able to do the slowest out laps. Got the two Renaults front and back here at the minute with... how many guys have we got on laps? I think we've got Cons, YT guys on a lap at the minute.
Yeah, well, he was just at what they call the small roundabout, the one at the end of the two long straights, and he took it really wide. So it'd be quite interesting if he actually is able to beat his time. He's just a little bit faster. Well,
he said he's done a purple sector too, but as we say every week, we don't really trust Codemasters on the qualifying front for purple sectors.
Purple sectors just means their fastest sector.
Yeah, and it's supposed to mean that overall it should go green, really. As we're seeing Cons taking a really strange line through the penultimate corner there. I think he kind of lost a bit of time through there, and he hasn't improved up the order. He's still in 7th place at the moment. We've got Phoenix on a lap, I think, and this will be his final attempt. I don't believe he's actually about to start a lap. We've got Milan Massimo, who's not set a time on an out lap at the moment. The two Renault guys have not started their laps yet. They've got 40 seconds and they're just in the S's at the minute. We've got Bazaboy just to start his final lap. I tell you what, no offence to Phoenix, but I do want to have a little look at what Dark Stomper's doing, as obviously he's looking quite sweet on pole position at the minute with a couple of tenths in his pocket. See if he's going to go any faster. He's got a Bazaboy behind him challenging. I think some of these other drivers can step it up a little bit. Bazaboy, sorry, Dark Stomper almost losing it through the last part of the S's, and see if he does improve his time. He does by a tenth, 33.6. Now let's see if any of these drivers can start to respond. Othni is staying third at the minute. We've got a racing point coming around the final corner. It takes Bosworth, he's hit the wall, double time, and staying in 5th at the moment. I don't know who we've got next. I think we actually is Bazaboy, the next man to... Oh, sorry, it's Cons YT in 7th place at the minute. Now it's going to be Bazaboy next. Got Avinash who has rejoined the session. I don't know if that's going to cause issues. Hopefully not. But Bazzaboy is about to finish his lap. Can he cause an issue for Dark Stomper? He does! And he goes fastest at 33.2. Smashes it out of the park, guys.
That's it.
Let's see if Mars can respond. Around the final corner he comes. And he doesn't go faster. Stays fourth fastest. Got the other Renault of Veloce, our championship leader, is in sixth. He's not going to like that. Phoenix is into the pit lane. So that is the end of qualifying, chaps. So that is Bazzaboy on pole position. Yeah?
Yeah, the times of fifth and sixth are identical, but because H. Bosworth set it first, he got the better position. Oh
wow, yeah, I didn't see that. Fifth and sixth there, H. Bosworth and Veloce Ayub, well spotted from Gaz there. 34.606 for both of those drivers. 6:06, bus I used to get to school every morning. Well, fun fact. As we're just waiting for the clock to tick down, and we are ready to get racing. We should have 16 because Avinash has been having some power cuts apparently, so we're just going to see if he can retire his car at the start of the race. So yeah, there we go. Bazzaboy is on pole position in the McLaren with a 33.2. I think that's his third pole position already. He definitely got pole position in Hungary, but we all know what happened there. Dark Stomper in the Haas, 33.6 in second. Othni is in third with a 34 dead. 34.5 for Mars in fourth. Fifth is H. Bosworth with a 34.6 and a 34.606 as well for Veloce Ayub. Milan Massimo is in seventh with a 35.1. 35.4 for Cons YT. Phoenix is in ninth with a 35.4, and Judge Santi is a 35.8 in 10th place. So we don't know if it's going to be a wet race or anything, guys. Not been told anything. It is Vietnam, of course. I think that's a place in the world where weather can change as much as it does in Scotland daily.
Well, if it rains in Vietnam, it really does rain in Vietnam.
Oh, and it is quite cloudy, so maybe could be later on in the race. So we'll have to look out for that.
We will.
I think the giveaway will be some people at the back may be on the hard tyres. Won't be on the hard tyres. Sorry.
The hard tyres are absolutely dreadful around this circuit, so it's a tire to stay away from.
Yeah, I do agree there. I do have to agree there.
I definitely think it'd be a two-stop race really for the majority of the drivers. You might have a few that could string those mediums for a long way and get a one-stop in.
Bearing in mind that I'm kind of expecting to see maybe a safety car. I don't know why, but I'm hoping there isn't. But, yeah.
And I think the curse of the commentator has happened. Is Avinash?
Has he joined?
He's glitched the lobby, I think. So this could be a restart.
Right.
Right, yeah, so we will restart. Yeah, so we'll be back in a second, guys. We'll do a new stream in a